Transparency in the chair. Are you guys wondering what that's all about? Well, I'm here to tell you. I am Kay Simpson Buffet, and we have Ray Fletcher coming to the mic. We have two dynamic stylists that's been in the industry for over 50 years. 50 years of experience, stories, knowledge, a wealth of information to give to you guys. You know, whether we're helping you with relationships, helping you with business ideas, how to handle a certain client or whatever, this is what we're here to do.
With authentic and transparent moments and some of the world's most craziest chairs, we are bringing the juice to you, along with our perspectives, of course.
We're always going to start off with a good, juicy topic, give you the body of that thing, and then we're going to end up with some actual factuals. Our show is going to be very transparent. You're going to get all the tea, all the juice on what's going on.
All stories have originated from the chair, be it the salon chair, barber chair, massage chair, facial chair. These are stories and topics that you can relate to, learn from, and grow from.
So we just want you to join us every week as we come through, giving you a little segment of ourselves, and we're just here to share. Tune in.
I would take a sip there. Here's what I'll say. It was a girls' trip.
Okay.
So girls' trips come with their ups and their downs.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and I it was my 30th, so I was in a place where I was like, you know, I want to. I had a vision for my 30th birthday party. Or my 30th birthday trip. I knew where I wanted to stay, what I wanted to do, and my beautiful auntie helped me out with my boat day on my actual birthday.
And mind you, she emotionally blackmailed me for that.
I did not.
Yes, she did.
Emotionally blackmail.
She did.
Because then she reminded me of what I did for my nephew. She was like, well, you did this for Carl.
I may have sprinkled a little bit of emotional black. I did. I brought up the chain.
Yeah, you did.
I brought up the chain.
You did. Damn.
But it was the best day of my life. It was the best day of my life. But yeah, so you know, like everybody just wasn't on the same page with some things, and I ended up getting upset, and it was just it was over something stupid. It was over money, but it was stupid, and it figured itself out. But she was basically coming at me saying like, you know, you shouldn't be worried about these types of things on a trip like this, basically. And I think I was at a spot where I was like, I wish I could just pay for everything so nobody has to worry about anything. Right. You know, like, again, trying to people please.
Yeah. Everybody to be happy and everybody have fun.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And if it was anybody else's 30th, you know, I'm down. I'm going to do whatever, you know. Right. All in all, the trip ended up being amazing. But I did end up having to ask for some help.
Well, for other people.
I did.
Not even for her. Dang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do we do that?
Okay, I got a question. Bartending. Have you had to say no to a patron that was like drunk, obsessive?
Cut off? I have had to cut people off. I've had people you know what's funny about cutting people off though? Is that they're so drunk that they don't even remember 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that's true.
It is the most insane thing I've ever encountered. They'll be so mad at you. What?
Yeah.
You're cutting me off? I'm going to call said owner.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, try to order a drink. I just told you it was cut off.
Right. I cut you off like...
And then, you know, I might serve them like water or something. Like, it's so funny. It's like, whatever. But, you know, this totally ties into what we're talking about because as a bartender... If I overserve somebody and they get in a wreck and they kill themselves or somebody else,
they coming back to see. Yeah,
I'm in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Right, so you have to protect yourself on that.
I have, and it's crazy because at work, you know, it's easy to say no in those situations. I have to take that mindset outside of that.
Right, in relationships. How do you do that with a relationship?
You know what? So here's a good one because we talked about family. This is a good one.
All right.
Yes. I'm sorry, Mom. I have to use you.
Sorry.
I have to use my. Okay, so I just turned 31. I've had my own place before years ago. Failure to launch, came back home, really messed me up mentally, but I got through it. And you know, my mom loves living with me, and I love living with her. If I could like literally be her roommate, I would.
I mean, she's the best because she's never at home.
Best. Oh and she's never home, but she's also literally my best friend.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like your typical mother-daughter
I want to be your best friend too.
You are.
Became like,
she knows me. You named me.
Yeah.
What?
No.
So And this is This is actually the perfect story for this. So anyways, so I've just moved out early December. It was all I wanted for my 31st birthday. I was like, it's time.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna get no man if I gotta sneak them into my mama house, whether she's there or not.
Right.
I have a little sister. She's 16 years old. She on the couch all the time. Like it wasn't just about potential relationships. It was just me mentally, the independency, like just needing that for myself, where the place I'm at in my life. She did not want me to leave. Bad. Real bad. Real bad. Like, so I was terrified. I've slipped up, have been drinking, and told my Auntie Kay, her best friend. Literally, we're at Carrabba's, and I tell her, I was like, hey, I'm about to move out. And she has these big doe eyes, and I'm like, my little eyes got big.
Your little eyes got big.
I was like, I gotta tell my mom. Shoot, like, I just knew I only had a number of days because they be talking. So I call Carl, and I'm like, I just told Auntie Kay, so now I gotta tell Mom. And I was like, she's gonna freak out, like, oh, she's gonna hate me. I'm just like freaking out because this is kind of like telling her no, because I know she's gonna try to talk me out of it.
Yeah.
So I end up telling her, and first thing she says is, can you just wait until your sister starts driving? Mind you, she doesn't start driving until the end of this year.
So you're already calculating.
Yeah.
It's like another.
And y'all want to know what I said?
What you say? Okay.
I said no.
Really?
I said no. Like that was my response. I said no.
To your mama.
To my own mother, to the woman I do it all for, because and so that is the epitome of this conversation. It was so hard for me. I freaked out. I'm thinking, she's gonna be mad, but
how did she react?
She tried to act like she didn't hear me say it the first time.
Yeah.
So I had to say it again like a week later. And she makes her little comments like, oh, you told me right before you moved, and da da. I was like, no, I didn't. I told you with enough time. And when you move, it's kind of a fast process if you're getting an apartment.
Yeah.
You're approved one day, and then it's like, oh, okay, I got to get movers and stuff.
Yeah.
But she took it well. She was very, like supportive, like she is with everything in my life. But up until that moment, I was scared. I was so scared. I was like, what is she going to do? And, she still tells me she misses me. And I miss her too, genuinely.
Yeah.
But I truly still stand on what I did. And I feel like I did the best thing for myself.
Yeah.
And it has put me in a spot to where I can truly grow in a number of ways. Just as an adult, how I want to keep my house, just finding myself for real.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had to say no to get to that spot.
Right.
To the person I love the most.
So imagine if we said no to the other stuff and the other people.
Where I would be.
Where would we be?
Oh my.
I sleep so much better.
I know.
I would sleep like a baby, I
But
feel like.
I feel like men don't have a problem with saying,
Yes, they
Jonathan?
do. Yes, they do.
come on, hold on.
Men
Let's
can
get a
say
man
no
perspective
so
on this
easily.
thing.
I guess it depends on what. Like, what am I going to say no to?
Yeah.
Okay.
On that,
so like
give me an example.
I have a problem with saying no when people need money.
Right.
I think family members.
Okay, can I
When
borrow
family
$1,000?
members.
Yes.
Friend,
That's
huh?
that's a
Can I
tough
borrow
one.
I wish I had it, though,
Yeah.
But if I did, I'd probably
Rent's coming up.
you gonna
Yeah.
give it back
Yeah.
in increments, or is it gonna be like one solid?
What's the payment
or,
plan, sister?
yeah, what's the pay?
Yeah.
Some family is tough because sometimes that'll
Family's
happen,
Right.
especially when they know, like, you could tell where like, okay, I know he made a little money on there,
Yeah.
and you know what the intentions are,
Yeah.
Right.
but you hope that they're gonna use it for good,
Right.
but you're like, you're not. You're not. Or something that my girl's gonna ask, hey, can I go get this? But I need to get this. I'm like, all right, babe, you can.
Right.
But damn, you're right though. It is tough.
It is.
It is.
It is.
I'm telling you, and even when you do say no,
Yeah.
do you feel like bad on the inside?
A little bit, yeah. Now it's weird though, because like career wise too, when I go and I approach the clients and we talk about numbers, I'm okay with it. I'm like,
Right.
no, I know my value.
That's right.
I just think that we change that perception when it comes to like our family or like our personal
Right.
things. We put them in this completely different shelf where
Yeah.
all the way where we're like super like boss and we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just doesn't apply all the time.
Right.
On this
And
side.
not to everybody.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Because even my clients,
Damn, you make a good point on that. It is tough. It is tough. Damn.
It is so hard.
It's
when
and
you
I
love
think,
somebody.
Right. I think everybody has the same issue. And even in the relationship of, even for bartending, okay, this person, I already know they tapped out.
Yeah.
When they come for that one more, and they're like,
It's still a little bit awkward, but it's like, Me or you?
Yeah. Right. So me or you. Yeah. You know, so I
They
want
hit
to
you
be.
with, I'll tip you more, I'll pay you. They hit you with that.
And I'm
Right.
It's never enough.
Exactly.
It's
You know?
never, not to put my life, my job on the line.
never
Right.
enough.
You know, so
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not doing
like,
that.
I want to get better and feel okay with saying no, and I get the same feeling like I do when I say yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Can that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, can I say no? You know what? I'm not gonna go to like last night. I was struggling with the whole. We were supposed to go to dinner at 9:00. Nephew was about to go back out of town.
Yeah.
Right. 9:00 ended up being damn near 11:00.
11, literally.
So when nephew calls me and he was like, "Okay, auntie, I'm getting ready now. It's after 10:00." I'm like,
And wait, what time you have to be at work this morning?
"What? At 5?" So
Yes.
that means I have to
she
get up
said
at
she
4.
had to do 2 clients real quick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it's almost 11. I have to be up at 4. So if I get to the restaurant by 11, we're leaving after 12 because we left at 12:30. So the whole time I was like, my mind is saying, "No,
Yes.
girl, you got things. Go to
Yes,
sleep." You know what I'm saying? You
yes.
got to get up early. But I still, I
That
went.
was different. We
we had
never,
a good
we
time.
never, we had a great time, and
We
we
did.
never do that. You
But-
know,
but-
auntie and nephew and niece. It was a great
Picture
time
that.
though.
It was. But I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Not with just auntie.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But friend, I'm sitting here. I'll put my stuff on the back burner because
You spread yourself thin.
And for me, like doing projects, editing and stuff.
Yes.
You know,
because I do feel bad, sister. I do think.
Do
that.
you really?
I do. Listen,
Transparent moment.
Listen to me. So
Yeah.
we were supposed to do this podcast before sis got sick.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Listen,
Yeah, I did.
when I read her husband text me,
Yeah.
sis is in the hospital. I said, huh?
Yeah.
I jumped up out the bed. I was like, rubbing my eyes, like, am I reading this correctly? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, oh my God. I was so scared because I'm like, friend, it does so much. She's so much like myself in giving so much of herself. And then it's like a constant, we're constantly doing, and it's like, why are we so busy? Because we're doing
was a
stuff for
wake-up
other
moment.
people.
Yeah.
It was a
know what I'm
wake-up
saying?
moment, yeah.
And so I was like, dang, man, how can I make your life easier?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff that you do for this podcast, I'm like the brain pinky, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing on the other stuff. Let me be transparent. I know nothing about this stuff. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sis, okay, financially, could we pay somebody? How can I relieve? Because this thing is going to blow up. And I hope y'all follow and share because this is some good information.
It is.
And so, because God tapped me one day and he was like, call Ray and y'all need to do this. Because there's so many people who need help in different subjects.
Right.
It's
You
so
understand
much
what I'm
more than
saying?
y'all are touching so much more than hair.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
y'all
the
are-
goal. We didn't want people to think, oh, it's gonna be another talk about it. No, we do that
it's
enough on our own
black
social
women
media.
coming
You know
together,
what I'm saying?
talking, and it's
Right,
the
just like
sky's the
I
limit.
want y'all to feel like y'all are girlfriends and boyfriends and bringing it in,
yeah.
so we can get this perspective. Because I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot about myself
Yeah. Yeah.
and people, and just even getting the different viewpoints.
Yeah.
It's like, there's another thing. So that worried the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to transparency.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think, however I can make your life easier, I would love to do that.
Yeah. And you express that to me.
You know.
'Cause, you come to me all the time and stuff, and I'm like, well, and I'll try to make a way. Well, I got this. So anyway, we were supposed to film, what was it, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago? And I woke up, literally, my left arm, you feel like you fall asleep on your foot or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's what my whole left arm felt like, from shoulder to fingertips. And it had kept me up all night. I'm thinking, I'm laying on it wrong. I would wake up, shake it, but it just was not really
Coming back.
No. And it was painful also. So, we do hair. I'm thinking, I just been doing this too much, the constant movement of your hands. We deal with that as hairstylists all the time and people that type all the time. Same thing, carpal tunnel. So I'm thinking, it's just that. No, when I tell you this, I felt like I was having a heart attack. And so I woke my husband up. I was like, no, this is not, I'm standing up at this point, shaking my arm. I'm like, it's not coming back.
Right.
So he suffers with high blood pressure, and he looks like the picture of health. It's hereditary. So, so he checks his blood pressure every day. So he said, let me check your blood pressure. That joke, my blood pressure went up to 167 over like 90. It was crazy. He said, oh no, we're going to the emergency room. And here I go, but Khadijah flew in. We're supposed to film today.
Insane.
Right. He was
Yes.
absolutely. He said, who you need to call? Do I need to call Kay? I said, but we're supposed to, my makeup is at 8. He was like, girl, if you don't get him, put some shoes on. Matter of fact, I'll text Kay. Get your ass in the car. He took me to the emergency room. I kid you not. Here I am. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm still thinking about other people.
Right.
Like Khadijah,
At a time when you literally don't have to think about nobody.
Yes.
Kay and Khadijah didn't give a damn. They was like, where she at? What we need to do?
Of course.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But we do that a lot. Like, but what about? But like, girl, you could freaking have a heart attack right now.
Yes.
So long story short, it ended up they still don't know what it is. I have MRI scheduled or whatever. But they told me I was dehydrated, which wasn't true. But either way, I ended up getting discharged. Got home. They called. Mike went to sleep. You couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
I know that was
Because I'm like, I need the address. What the heck? Where y'all at?
Yeah, where y'all at? So they brought me some food and came and laid eyes on me. So, and I don't know if that was just stress. I don't know what it was, but oftentimes people will come to me for the editing because I went to school for that too. And I keep thinking in the back of my head, but I'm pushing my projects behind to do this. Well, maybe this will turn into something good. So let me ride this wave. But the whole time, my little things are getting pushed behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, this podcast, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I know this is something. So not this specifically, but I do have a person I need to go tell no to.
Yeah.
That I didn't even say yes, I don't think. But you know how you get rough?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't call accepting this.
Right.
But it's becoming more of a liability.
Right.
Because my computer's broken now.
Right.
And they were the reason, I'll say, they were in the room when it broke. So I'm just taking that as a sign.
Right.
And I'm at the Genius bar. They done shipped my poor little laptop off. $300 later, deductible. And I'm like, this is becoming more of a liability than an asset. I need to stand firm in what I want to do with this person.
Yeah.
And like this morning I heard on the Breakfast Club, shout out to the Breakfast Club, they were interviewing Usher and they were talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they were saying,
Yes.
so, who did you contact? It was like, I contacted her. I contacted Ludacris, Jermaine Dupri, da-da-da-da. And so Charlamagne the God was like, well, didn't you contact Justin Bieber? He was like, yeah, I did. And he was like, well, what happened with that? He was like, I did contact him, but I'll just say it wasn't in his story right now. I said,
Right. But he was in the audience supporting his friend.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Said no.
story.
Right.
He said no. And not that, and he said, I'm sure he's going to be in the Super Bowl one day in the future, but right now it's not in his story.
Right.
I said, yes.
Right. And he stood on that, but he was
Yes.
still there in support.
Right.
So even
And
with
Justin Bieber has health issues.
right.
See,
So-
you have
even
to do
with
that
you,
for
You
your
have to
mental.
put
no,
yourself
seriously, for
first.
you,
Yes.
like when I was telling Babe, I said, Babe, you don't understand. I said, I'm scared right now for Ray because for us to say no, we can't do something.
Yeah.
It's
Even
huge.
myself, man,
It's a
I done
lot.
been to work with a crutches and
Girl,
all.
yes.
Girl,
Girl,
when we went to,
flip propped up.
to California, the wave took me out, girl. Took me out. And then I'm at work.
Yeah.
Hop on, Cassidy.
Yeah.
Then got my toe extracted.
Yeah.
And then you still at work. Hop along. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We just do. So for me to say I can't show up,
Yeah.
It's huge because you've centered everything around your career.
Yeah.
and the people, the people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, I find myself driving way to Timbuktu to come back to go do something else instead of just saying, I just can't make that.
Right.
So I can make it more convenient for
Exactly.
this. You know? I need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know where I got that from. Take it from my mama. Because she was very...
My mama didn't have a problem saying no, so I
I
don't know
feel
what
like Nana said no. Nana said, I don't know, but y'all do her in a
Yeah,
different way.
we didn't get that. I never seen her saying no to people.
But you and my mom have that
That
in
thing.
common. Yeah, the mom and guilt,
Yes.
not saying no. I feel like when you're a woman in a dominant career, when you are your
Yes.
not your own boss.
Yeah.
But I mean you are y'all are your own boss.
Yeah.
But like
No,
even with my mom,
I
in
got
that
like 100
career.
bosses. Whoever pays you is your boss.
That's true.
That's what you
So
work
I'm
for.
not my
That's
boss.
true.
Yeah.
I have 100
Yeah, you got it.
bosses.
I like that.
Baby bosses. Just,
Yeah. Yeah.
But y'all are just go getters. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and there is a bigger picture, but you do kind of have to hone it in and be like, okay, well, what about me?
What about
Yeah.
me?
Because every time you give yourself to somebody else, it's taking away from what you have.
Exactly.
left.
So how do you say no in relationships?
Oh Lord, relationship? Do I say no? I need to sip after that question.
Or should we say situationship?
Okay, y'all,
Yes.
y'all, look, y'all need to give me the advice too, so I can find me a husband. Junie said she praying for me a husband this year, so
Junie's her mama.
Okay.
And her auntie is too.
Yes.
But listening to your brother earlier,
It was so
And
wise.
Jonathan was giving, Jonathan spit
he
some
broke it down.
science
Yes.
on,
Yeah.
I've never heard it put like that before.
Yeah. Y'all definitely got to check that episode out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
Deal breakers is that.
Deal breakers.
Yes,
is
I need
that.
to check
So look for
episode
that.
out.
I mean, that was,
Yeah, that was good.
I will be very transparent and
Please.
say that I am still working on saying no in relationships.
Okay.
Very much so. And my issue with that is being, I put all of myself into this situationship, I should say. I haven't been in a relationship in a couple of years. But I'll put my all into this person. I'll be really excited about this person or the potential of that person.
Yeah.
Right. Really.
yes, the potential.
Is really the potential. And I'm scared to say no because I don't want to lose that person. I don't know what else is out there. We live in Houston. This is one of the worst dating cities on the map.
So I've heard.
That's crazy as big as Houston is.
It's
I've heard.
horrible.
I've heard.
And I think social media has a lot to do with that. You can just go on social media and swipe up and see half naked women all the time. What do you need to put in effort for me for? But honestly, that's kind of where it starts. You got to kind of start off saying no.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
hey, I need to write that down.
Yes.
I always said
Randomly.
men are predators. They're
yeah.
hunters.
What?
If you are not in a position to be hunted, then
What they want?
Then no, there's no challenge. You
Yeah.
have to give the man a challenge. Let me tell you something. My mom used to tell me I think like a man. Okay, and she right.
Yeah.
You know, because at the same time, I got that because I seen my mom, my sister, my mom's friends. They all cry. I remember this distinctly when we came to America, and I'm always like, Mom, can I go with you so I could listen to her and her daggone friends? Because I was
that's some good stuff.
I was
Yeah.
beyond my time.
Yes.
You know, I was like, I don't want to go play with my friends. I want to
listen to you
listen to
and your
y'all.
friends.
And so listening to the challenges that they had. At that moment, I think I was 10 years old, and I said, I will never be like these women, ever.
That's right.
I said, there will not be a man out there
Yeah.
that is going to make me
Yeah.
sound like these ladies.
Right.
Absolutely
So
not.
you got some gems early in life.
Early, I was like, I'm going to get you before you get me.
And you so active about that too.
So, hey, I understood the science. I remember my mom told one of my dudes, don't you ever tell that girl you love her. God, or you gonna be done, okay? Because it's like once I heard it,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, probably there's a lot of people who used to think like, I'm older now, so I've matured. The Lord has saved me.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people, male and females. Once they hear the words, it's like, yep, divide and conquer.
Yeah. Oh, I
Now,
got you now.
I got you now.
I got you
Got
now.
you.
So
I'm done.
game over.
Checkmate.
It's boring.
Yeah.
On to the next. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't stand on whatever principles you about to write out for yourself, because I always tell people write it out.
I should do
That's
that.
a good thing.
If you're not going to stand on that, I don't care who you are, buckwheat. I'd rather be by myself
Period.
than to sit here and put up with the shenanigans.
Yeah.
I swear. It's so much more peaceful being by yourself.
Seriously, and then it's not okay to have a piece of man. It is better than no man. I hate
that's-
that.
a lot of people
I
think
hate
that.
that saying.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not okay because then in that I'm losing a piece of myself every time I compromise my values, my integrity, or whatever. So it needs to be a hard no.
Right.
It has to be a hard no.
Yeah.
It's
Because
that
then you
first red flag.
Right, the first red because it is there. We see it.
Yes.
Whether it's the male that sees it or the woman that sees it, you see the red flags and we ignore them, especially as females because we're nurturers by
Right.
nature.
And then you're leading-
We think we're going to change them.
Right. And then
Or
you're
we-
leading them on too. You're leading them on. So it's like if you're
Then I want you to change to
Right.
be like what I want you to be.
Right.
When I already showed you who the hell I am. I've showed up from day one.
beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I put my best foot forward. You haven't.
Yeah.
Or maybe that is your best foot.
maybe that is your best
But it
foot.
ain't working for me.
It ain't good.
But then you still go on.
Right.
So
You
what
make
makes
excuses.
So what makes you say no? What makes you not say nope? That's enough. I'm done.
Show me. I want you put something up high. I want you to make them fly. Throw them in the sky. Throw them in the sky. Make everything collide. Put all your stress aside and let the music take you anywhere like tide. 'Cause Cause it's me they calling the real loco. Mass play when I on the flow. Calvin over and touch their toe. Everybody don't know the flow. Party turn up and turn over. Over and over, over.